Hi Sagittarius, how are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general reading, so the rules might get reversed, or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for personal reading with me, okay? So in this video, Sagittarius, is going to be a you versus them format. I'm going to be pulling card about your energy and your challenges. Past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I am also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? Sagittarius, your overall energy, you have the Ten of Wands, you have the Emperor, and you also have the Eight of Cups in that preposition. I feel that you've been doing like a really good job in terms of getting back in touch with your element. I feel that at this present moment, what you guys are very focused on has a lot to do with you and your own authority and your own autonomy. How is it that you can ensure that everything is secure and stable within yourself and your practical surrounding? There is going to be a situation here that you are actually going to be leaving behind the things that no longer emotionally fulfills you, okay? I feel that you're going to be working hard this week, Sagittarius. Now, what are your challenges? You have the Death and you also have the Ace of Cups in that preposition. I think I mentioned this in Scorpio reading as well, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio here with a Death. But what I'm trying to say here is that I feel that there needs an ending to happen here, okay? Regardless of whether or not you're going to be with this person or not, but there needs to be an ending, a transformation period. Imagine your life and this person is a Netflix series and it has reached season 4, but yet that season 4 never ends because it keeps on going until episode 100. Simply because things doesn't find its own resolution. Things are just like that. And it kind of like prevents you from feeling happy. It prevents healing to come into your life, okay? We're going to clarify in a moment. Now, in the past, you have the Eight of Swords and you also have the Two of Pentacles in that preposition. What if, in the past, I feel that you guys were struggling because this is not really the image of a Sagittarius should look like. Right, Sagittarius, and I know for a fact because I'm a Sagittarius myself, we usually are very confident. We're usually like, I'm going to go with the flow. Let's see where this goes. Things are always turning out to be okay for me. I'm just super duper lucky. I'm always confident and everything like that. But you weren't in the past. There was a situation in the past that made you feel like, makes you feel like this. Okay. Now, I feel that in the past, you're kind of like struggling to recognize yourself again. Now, in the present moment, you have the Hierophant and you also have the Three of Pentacles in that preposition. There's a connection here. Somebody who wants to get into your life. We're going to clarify in a moment. But I feel that the only connection that you would like to partake in or you would like to participate in is a connection that you think is going to bring you a next level of fulfillment. If it is something that is toxic, if it is something that is unhealthy, if it is just something that just drains you, you're not really willing to participate in it. We're going to clarify in a moment. Now, in the future, you have the Magician and you also have the King of Cups in reverse. There's going to be a situation where you're starting to, again, but this is also kind of like, I think this is going to be a bit of a challenging because I feel the thing that happened with you in the past kind of like still affect you in the now and also in the future, where you're starting to doubt your manifesting ability. Where you're starting to doubt that, you know, I could do this. Things are always turning up to be okay with me. Things are just going to get aligned for me. You're starting to doubt that. We're going to clarify, yes, Sagittarius? Now, in the future, you have, from this person's side, they have the Page of Pentacles, and they also have the Hanged Man in that preposition. I feel that one of the reasons why you were feeling that way in the past has a lot to do with you feeling that you were never good enough for this person. This person always has the tendency of like wanting to evaluate you from top to bottom. And you're just never good enough. And they're waiting for you to be good enough for them. But I feel that the person that they're expecting out of you maybe could not be human because nobody is perfect. They put on so many expectations towards you. Now, in the present moment, they have the Nine of Cups and they have the Knight of Swords in upright position. This person would like to pursue you again right now. And one of the reasons for that has a lot to do with them right now realizing that you're actually their wish fulfillment. You're actually something that they want, and they're afraid that you're going to be slipping away from their grip. Now, in the future, Knight of Wands and also the Justice in upright position. There's going to be some period in time where things are going to be okay again between the both of you because they're showing their playful nature, right? But the moment that they start evaluating you again, the moment that they start to put you under evaluation again, that's the moment where you're like, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Let's clarify them here, Sagittarius. If you're single and ready to mingle, I do feel that there is a high possibility of you actually finding somebody new here. You manifesting somebody new here. But in terms of emotions, you may not be too open with them. Simply because you haven't closed that episode yet. You haven't put an ending to that season yet. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups from their side. One of the reasons why they're seeing you as their wish fulfillment has a lot to do with them thinking that, you know, back in the days, Sagittarius kind of like always put up with my irrational demands. This is me judging you. Kidding. But I just feel that at this present moment, you're struggling between your own autonomy, your own individuality, and relationship. It almost seems to me as if like it has to be a choice, you know, whereas healthy relationship isn't like that. It doesn't have to be a choice. You can be yourself in a relationship. You can have your own desires. You can have your own passion in a relationship. And I just feel that when it comes to this person, it's like you have to make a choice. It's either you and yourself being your own great self, or you sacrificing a part of yourself that is very crucial to make you happy to be with somebody else. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords. What is it about you always coming back or cannot really let go of a connection that was so chaotic? And these are the things that you need to start addressing within yourself here too, Sagittarius. Because something always brings you back to them in terms of mentally speaking. This has become an emotional addiction. Things are finally okay within myself. I've worked so hard for me to be providing myself with the security and stability that I need in my practical life. I'm bored. Let me go back to a situation where it's very chaotic. The more that you fall into this type of emotional addiction, the more likely it is that you're actually going to be always attracted towards things that are just chaotic. And I think we've touched base on this before, right, Sagittarius? I think it was last month reading where I mentioned something about if you healthy relationship isn't a relationship that has the highest high and the lowest low. That is a relationship for people with emotional addiction. A healthy relationship is stable. It's boring because it's just stable. There's no excitement in the highest high and the lowest low. But something here about your tendency of always falling back into things that are pretty chaotic once things starts to be very stable for you in your practical life. This person wants you. There's no denying in that. They feel that you're starting to slip away from their grip, and you've always kind of like put up with their irrational demands and everything like that. So they're coming back. They are. But it's like during those times when you were working so hard in providing yourself with, the security and stability for your practical life, you swore to yourself that I am going to be manifesting my ideal relationship that I would like to have in my life. I swear that I am going to try to break the patterns and start doing the very thing that is actually healthy for me. Okay. Similar to Gemini reading where you're kind of like relapsing here. You might be dealing with Gemini as well though. Or you might be dealing with an Aries or a Scorpio here. Or an Aquarius or a Capricorn. That's as far as I can see right now. Let's clarify the future. Knight of Wands, clarified by the Three of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and also the World in upright position. This person is going to come around and be very, very excited in, finding some sort of resolution when it comes to the problems that both of you often have. Okay. But they're going to come in towards you in a different way that they used to. A bit more detached, a bit more aloof, a bit more giving you some sort of space for your own individuality and for your own autonomy, I would say. That would get you good. That would make you feel good. But you got a gut feeling about this. Okay, I'm going to put in a hard work towards a situation that I don't know how it's going to look like in the future. Over a situation that brings me a lot of wonders, a lot of worries, the things that I know probably are not going to be good for me, things that are not being illuminated at this present moment. So it's like you're walking blindly into a forest, illuminated by just the moonlight. Imagine that, because I've experienced that. When I was visiting an island in Indonesia, no electricity. I was just walking in the forest, in the beach, with just the moonlight. It was beautiful. But it was scary. This is you. Okay, I'm courageous. I know that, Sagittarius are brave. Sagittarius are courageous. Sagittarius are adventurous, but look at how different it is. This is your current energy. You swore to yourself, I am going to be putting like a lot of hard work for myself, for my own sense of security and my own stability, so that I could get my life back together, so I could be sitting in a throne of my own life. And look at you in the future, once you start relapsing. You see the difference? This is very clear, right? This is what you want in your life, yada, yada, yada. And then this is what you're wanting to walk in on. Let's clarify the justice from their side. You knew that with this person it's also always going to be all right, only in the beginning. Eventually things are going to be back again to how it was. You know? So again, this person is coming back around, right? Returning. In the beginning, it looks great because there is a sense of this aloofness, detachment, a healthy type of detachment, and allowing you to have a space of your own, understanding you, etc., etc., etc. But one little trigger, Sagittarius, one little trigger, Look what comes back to the devil. Look what comes back to death card in reverse. The mention of what you've done to them in the past. The mention of things that are supposed to have an ending, or things that had supposed to have its resolution or solved, being brought back around. I'm going to put a word resentment. For some of you, this person resented you for choosing yourself. And it's going to come back around in the future, should you allow it to happen. So it's like they lift you up and then they bring you down again. The roller coaster. Let's pull some advice card for you here, Sagittarius. Even if you're dealing with somebody new, this person's energy in your life is so strong that no one new shows up here. Let's pull some advice here for you. Okay. Do you want to break free from this mental imprisonment? Do you want to break free from this pattern that you guys are always in? You want to break free from this karmic loop, karmic patterns that you guys are always in? If that's what you want, find the healing, not from the person that caused you hurt. Imagine yourself falling off a cliff and breaking your bone with the stone or with the rock. Okay. Can that rock heal you? No, it doesn't work like that, right? I think there's something about you wanting to break your karmic pattern while also at the same time hoping that another person might be the one that heals you. But the person who hurt you, the person who broke you, cannot heal you. Same like that rock that broke your bones is never gonna heal you. It doesn't work that way. What can heal you, Sagittarius, is exactly what you're actually focusing right now or in the past. Your own autonomy. What was written in the stars for you. Your own sense of security, stability for yourself. This is sabotaging, honey, and I have to call it. Because you're walking in a good directions where you're actually achieving or you're actually pursuing the very thing that was written in the stars for you. But because it's such a hard work and it gets boring, there's no excitement, boom, voila, you want something, an emotional addiction kind of thing. Let's go into a relationship, a roller coaster-ish type of connection again. It's sabotage. Find a different sorts of excitement. Dopamine detox, I would say. Gives this thing that has the highest high and the lowest low gives you a boost of dopamine for some reason. And it has to change. Like even you scrolling social medias, it would give you a dopamine boost, right? And in order for you to kind of like reset that, you would have a dopamine detox. When it comes to this person, or when it comes to this kind of connection, you need to have that detox. Things like that should not be the thing that excites you. Otherwise, your life, for the entirety of your life, you would always have this type of thing where it's the highest high and the lowest low. Yeah, it does bring excitement. I know how addicting that kind of thing could be. I've experienced it, but it's sabotaging from the very thing that you're supposed to be, from the very thing that was written in the stars for you. You've got feelings about this in the present moment, in the future. You know that. So if you want to break this karmic pattern, this karmic loop that you guys are always in, time and time again, stop expecting another person to do it for you. Do it yourself. Focus on what's for the best for you. All right. if you don't find enough motivation to do that, okay? Because it seems to me as if like you working on yourself can get a bit boring. Okay, let's talk about Aquarius. How about you focus on, I am going to be better for myself. I'm going to be a better version of myself. I'm going to bring out the best version of myself so that I could make who happy? I don't know, your children, your parents, community, or I could make a difference. Imagine how it's going to be like when you are in your best version of yourself and how much of an impact you could have in other people's life, the people surrounds you, your family, your loved ones, your community, the act or the movement that you're very passionate about. Imagine that. Feel it. Breathe it. Embrace it. Imagine that. So the moment that every time you feel like you're relapsing, know that you're actually going to be losing this. Your potential. Okay? So I think that is it for my reading for you here, Sagittarius. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week for another weekly reading. Alright, bye guys. Have a great day. I love you.